Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the only place to be on a Friday afternoon, no matter where you are, as the sun refuses to show its face here in the UK. That doesn't matter one little bit to us, for it is 4 p.m. on a Friday afternoon, and that means it is indeed drama time. We're whipping out the wireless keyboard of justice. Look at that beauty. Oh, it's so slim. Ooh, I'm almost there. Look at that. Oh, it's a beauty. And to have some fun as we look and gaze upon our dreams, our hopes and visions for all the wonderful, crazy things that happen in our game when people like to be anonymous. Oh, that's all it is. It's that power of anonymity. It's the power that you can't really get me because you're on the other side of a screen. You don't really have any power to stop me on my tirade of madness. And that's what it's going to be all about today. It's going to be all about that today. I did make a mistake in last week's video. I was saying I was leaving this Sunday. I'm leaving next Sunday, so there is a drama time next week. I have had the request to do drama time from Germany, which is where I will be for the world first race for maybe 2 resets. It depends on the boss. I mean, that's going to be hard, but not impossible. So we'll see what we could do there. We'll see what we could do there. Obviously, I've got a laptop, right? I've got a laptop. But maybe I could do drama time with all the guys there who are chilling on my corner, sat with me in the desk area. I'll see what I can do. That's the best I can do. I'll see what I can do. I will take all my stuff on a USB stick, the power of transportating technology, and see if we can come up with something. I will do my best. That's all I can promise to you. I will do my best. But why are we here? Why are we here? Look at Disco Turtles there. Why are we here today? Well, we often get stories about cesspool guilds. We know they exist. We know they suck up the WoW community. They suck them up like a straw, just dragging them in to be abused, to be hurt, to be misled, to cause distrust, and to make people believe that guilds maybe are an outdated concept as these people exist in these disorganized, tyrannical, Mad Max style, dystopian environments that are cesspool guilds. While those of us in organized guilds look upon it with great sadness that this is how people are playing our favorite game. But what if one of us who knows what we're involved in, one of us who knows better, should find themselves in such a guild? What would it be like? Would they ask the questions? What things would they notice that maybe your average guy wouldn't notice? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have our answers right here. We have our answers right here. We're about to infiltrate. Oh, yeah. Big infiltration. Big infiltration going on. All right, we need a guild master who will be Wizo from our lovely Patreon. We need a lady. Let's go with Serenia. Sounds good. We need an officer. Let's go with Greg. And we need a younger brother who's got like a babyish name. Oh, yeah. Simon. Big Simon. Big Simon coming in. And a brother's girlfriend. Oh, yeah. Solil. Solil will do just nicely. Solil will do just nicely. Stacy. We haven't got a Stacy on there. Okay. I received a hype train emote. Thank you very much for that, guys. Thank you very, very much for that. Obviously, we don't tend to do shout-outs and things during the show, but don't ever mistake that for a lack of appreciation and support for the show. Thank you very much. You guys are the best. All right, then. We're getting straight into it. Hello, Mr. Preacheroo, and hello, the pristine chat. That's you guys. Pristine as always. First off all, I would like to say I loved the new drama season background. Thank you. You can thank Mr. Chunky Ninja for that. You can see him just in the window. There he is. There he is. Stealing all the stuff. You can see him over there. It looks amazing. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Chunky Ninja, for that work. My in-game story is very recent. It actually begins around late November, early December. So only a month or so ago. A little background. My younger brother finally decided to buy World of Warcraft and try the game out. He's always been a fan of Warcraft lore, even way back from Warcraft 3. He's been watching Nibbler's lore videos, and even following some of the races to World First, even if he wasn't 100% sure what the fuck is going on. For my part, I always tried to talk him into playing the game, but he never really did, stating that it takes so much time, and I can't really blame him. It does take time, but that doesn't mean you can't play the game in a more relaxed and chilled pace. Take your time with it, yes. Nobbler, nibbler, nibbles, nibbles, nubble, nubble. All of that was until recently, though. After he had his final exams in May, got accepted to a university in the city where I currently live, and had decided to move in with me. Two brothers living together. What joy! What joy. After all, I was living in the house my mother and father had bought almost 2 decades ago. Privilege. Privilege as fuck. Boo! Boo! Oh, you're living in the spare house. Great. Living in the spare house. Gotcha. Prior to relocating to another city when I was born, and there was room for more than one. Yeah, he's a fancy pants man. I had a steady job, and my brother moving in with me would be no issue. Plus, he was going to get his own job, so we can have some money together. We can go out on the beer and have some good fun. During the first couple of months then, his new life as an adult. He's just left home. He's going to university. He's all grown up, this younger brother of ours. What a lovely guy. Who is Wizo. Wizo, the younger brother. He's left home. He's on his own now. He's got bills to pay, the whole thing. In his new life as an adult in university, he started making friends with some people, and one of them was a girl, of course, named Serenia. Serenia was the same age as him. She also played World of Warcraft. They got along really quite well. Watching my brother come home from university and tell me pretty much all day things about Serenia. How cool and funny she was instantly made me think that my little bro had a little crush. And thus, one day, he came back from his university courses and told me he'd asked her out. She said yes. She said yes. He then asked me if it was cool if they both dropped by from time to time to our place. He's asking if she can come to the house. I, of course, as an older brother and a champion of not cock blocking, wanted to help out my little bro on his first little relationship. And I'll be honest here, my brother is a bit of a turbo nerd. Of course I told him, hey, you live here, dude. You can come by anytime you want. And if you want to have time on your own, I'll be more than happy to bail out and let them have some alone time. What a bro. What a bro. Absolute champion wingman. Whoa, 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 he says. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's no reason for any of that yet, big brother. We've only just started dating. He's not in the pants yet. All right. But if it ever was to happen, our place was relatively big enough for 2 people, and they'll just go in his room. Okay. So one day then, around early November, just after BlizzCon 2019 actually, Wizo tells me that he and Serenia would be coming over to the house to watch Netflix. Nice. So I broed up. Do you want me to leave? You want me to peace out for a bit? No, it's all good, he says. It's all good. It's all good. All right. And so later that evening, they both arrived at our place. Welcome to the house, Serenia, I declared. He didn't, he said hello, but I like to imagine it was like that. I made some bants with the girl. Sup, bitch, like that, right? Again, I'm joking, he didn't say that. And then told I don't know why I did that. And then told both of them they're free to hang out wherever they like. She seemed very polite. Very nice girl. Shy? Yeah, shy, but all right. I didn't really have enough time to get to know her. The couple proceeded to disappear into little bro's room. And I did the only thing I could. Mythic Plus. I went to push some big keys. My guild, you see, it's on Taran Mill. We've already smashed Mythic EP, smashed Mythic Queen Ashara almost a month ago. Easy, you know what I mean? And except for Farm Day, we're finished with all the major things. So, I'm just going to smash some big keys like a boss. Some hours pass. Later that night, little knock at the door. Serenia and Wizo. Wizo tells me that they're going to leave soon and he's going to take Serenia back to her apartment. I said, cool. Hope you guys had a good time. And that's when I heard it, ladies and gentlemen. Serenia spoke up. The shy, shy little thing spoke up. Are you playing World of Warcraft? Yeah. Wiseau told me you played a bit of World of Warcraft as well, right? At that time, I was in an Underrot run with my guildies. Plus 20, by the way. The ladies fucking love a plus 20. We're finishing it comfortably, in time, plus 1, easy. And I'm saying this because Serenia obviously noticed. She then stammered, I've never done anything higher than a plus 11. Because she only does runs with her guild groups. And it never really goes well. She asked Wiseau, can I hang out for a few minutes and watch the Underrot key? He says, okay. Oh, shit. You know what I mean? So they take a seat, watching me. Probably a rogue. While they're watching, I take it chill AF, ultimate Giga Chad, and start chit-chatting with Serenia while still doing the plus 20 in time. Did you watch BlizzCon, I ask her. What's your opinion on the Shadowlands? You know, the usual shit. In the end, I jokingly asked her if she could convince Wiseau to play the game as well. And that is when my little shit for a brother hit me with, you know, I've always wanted to play World of Warcraft, lying little bastard. I instantly thought that. I have been bugging you about playing WoW for years. And the moment a girl wants to play WoW with him, he's thinking about it for years. Okay, sure bro. But before I even say anything to him, Serenia says, you should. It'll be great fun. We can all play together. After I finish my key, I pipe up on comms, tell my guildies that I'm just going to take a break, get some food, and we can smash some more keys in an hour or so. They say, cool, break time. And that is when Wiseau and Serenia stood up and got ready to leave. I said goodbye to Serenia, and she said goodbye back while smiling. She seemed a lot more relaxed now compared to some hours ago when she first came to our house. And she looked like she'd had a fun time with my brother. Half an hour later, my bro comes back. Thanks, bro. Thanks for letting me chill at our place. He explained that Serenia lives with 2 more female roommates. They're not that close. They've got different friends. So at her place, there are always other people. And they wanted to have somewhere, you know, that's quiet. Something for them. Literally the next day, my eyes awaken to a realization. My brother comes home from uni. Door opens. Walks straight into his room. Doesn't say hi. Couple of hours pass. He leaves his room and comes to me. I've bought the bundle, he declares. I've bought Battle for Azeroth, the Shadowlands expansion, all the cosmetic rewards on the shop, a boost, and a month worth of game time. It was in this moment that I realized my brother was a pleb. I kept my cool with him. I'm dealing with a noob. We've been in this situation before. Let's see how this plays out. Okay. One thing at a time. I explained. You should just bought BFA. BFA and a month of subscription. Just to test the waters before you invested so much money, you know? Just, you could have asked. I'm right here. I'm in the same house as you. Just could have come and asked, but okay. I was pretty happy, though, that he decided to play the game, even if the reason was his girlfriend. We started talking about how cool it will be to play together. We used to play a lot of games together, like Warcraft 3, Dota, COD, Counter-Strike, and whatnot. But over the years, we developed different tastes, different likes to gaming. He had become, and I'm sorry to say, a League of Legends player. While I, of course, had gone down the World of Warcraft route. I told him, we've got to start fresh here, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to keep it clean. We've got to educate him. We know he's a noob already. It's all right. We could turn this around. I said when you first log into the game, you'll have to decide on a server to play the game on. I explained to him that I am on Taran Mill and that he can make a character there. He told me that Serenia had already told him that she is playing on Kazakh. And he has already agreed to make his character there. In my haste, I had forgotten that the reason he wanted to play the game, of course, was her. And even though it saddened me a bit, I said, it's all cool. We can still play together cross-server. It's allowed for the most part. So it's not a big deal. He told me it's great that I understand. And I didn't get mad at him. I laughed and said, hey, there's nothing to be mad about, bro. We got this. I said, go and install the game. And I'm whipping up some pasta for dinner if you're hungry. Big bro, coming in strong. So, of course, he's installing WoW. So it's later that evening now. He comes to my room again. Game is ready. The big play button is lit up on my screen. He said again that he felt bad for choosing his girlfriend's server. I told him, he's not wrong. That's a dumb fucking reason compared to your brother. But we can still play together, so it's all right. As long as we're both the same faction. That's all that needs to happen. He told me Serenia is playing Horde, obvs, and that they both talked and wanted to ask me, Big brother, would you consider creating a character on our server so we can all play together in perfect harmony? I was pretty happy they wanted to include me, I'm not going to lie. And since I had an unused boost, I said, okay, I'll boost one character on that server. My brother interrupted me though. Pause! Pop the brakes. We want to level up from 0. Fuck me. He wanted to level up from 0 so he could see the entire game, since he knew a lot of the lore because of Nobble. So this is kind of Nobble's fault. And he wants to experience this world from scratch. I was okay with this. Alright, even better. There's no rush. I'm trying to advise my brother. I'm trying to get him into a good headspace. There's no rush to 120 because you're shit at this game. You're shit. Mind-bogglingly shit. So there's no need to rush. It's your first character. Take the time. Learn the game in a pace you're comfortable with. So he says, okay, I'm going to throw you an invite to our personal Discord and we can all chill there. He disappears back to his room and I heard through the wall him say to Serenia, he's cool with leveling an alt on our server so we can play together. A couple of minutes later, the Discord links arrived. I join and we start chit-chatting. I asked if they're both okay. Just to be clear, guys, your boyfriend, girlfriend, are you cool with me being here? I don't want to be the third wheel. Don't feel like you need to ask me to be here. I'm totally okay with it. I don't need to be here, right? Just making sure. They're cool with it, they said. They're cool. They don't know anyone else but me in real life that play WoW. And it'd be nice if we all played together. All right. All right. So we make the fresh characters. I asked what classes and roles each of them wanted to fill. My brother told me he likes casters. He's going to play a mage. He asked me if I can help him out if he needs anything, since my main character is also a mage. Serenia, playing priest. Can I get a hell yeah in the chat? Serenia's going to play priest and heal us while leveling. And then she'll be shadow at 120. I said, great. I'll make a warrior then, so I can tank for us. While leveling. And later on, if we ever want to do a Mythic Plus, I'm down to go on the big warrior. We create our characters. Serenia trades us some gold and some bags, and she told us we can join the guild that she is in. And maybe even at level 120, we could join the raids. I tell her, look, we're currently farming Mythic Palace, so we could raid with those characters, but when 8.3 comes around, I am fucking gone. I just want this to be so clear right now. Like, I'm here right now. We're playing together. That's all apples and oranges, right? That's fruity. That's nice. It's good. But when 8.3 comes around, I am fucking smoke. I am so out of here. It's unbelievable. She says, okay. Then she says something strange. She asks us to wait while she goes to inform the guild master of her guild to invite us. And we start leveling up. For the most part, I wouldn't really say much and mainly focused on the game while letting my brother and his girlfriend have their personal space to chit-chat while having fun. That was until Serenia says, pause, everybody stop. Just for a second. I need to leave Discord. I need to go to my guild's Discord because the officer team has now assembled. They wish to speak with me about us. Now, I have been in many guilds over the years, and I've got to tell you, this seems fucking weird to me. This seems like a big red flag. Why in the hell would anybody want to speak with her about people who are not level 10 joining the guild? Why would it matter? But, okay. We'll wait. She thanked us and she left the Discord. I instantly explained to my brother, this is a red flag. I like this. This is a red flag. Don't like this. I have seen Drama Time. I know where this is going. This is a red flag, bro. This is bad. Why? Why do you think it's a red flag, he says. I said, look, Serenia said yesterday that this guild can't do, like, an 11 key. And now the officer team want to talk to her privately about us joining the guild, yet we're not level 10. It sounds to me like this is a cesspool guild. He didn't know what a cesspool guild was. He says it can't be that bad, and that it wouldn't matter since we're only here to play together. He saw the signs. Excuse me. He saw the signs. I told him, bro, I know you're new to World of Warcraft, but some guilds are super fucking weird. Followed by the sound of someone joining our channel. Serenia came back and asked us if it would be okay if we joined her Discord server because the officers want to have a chat with us personally. Why? I asked. She then proceeded to tell me that the officers want to make sure we are a nice fit for the guild. She says she knows it sounds weird, but it's how they are. She even apologized for it and warned us that this guild is basically being run by an officer team that know each other IRL. Sometimes they do things in a weird way. I am seeing all the red flags in the universe, but I'm safe. I have my guild. This is just an alt I'm playing. And in my mind, I'm thinking, fuck it. Let's go. I instantly ask, wait, how weird is weird? How weird is weird? And if she knows the guild the guild is weird, why have you stayed in the guild? It sounds like an MoChamp thread already, right? Oh, your guild was abusing you for all that loot. Why didn't you leave? Okay. Okay. She explains to me, of course, like so many times before, the guild itself, the members, they're pretty cool. It's just the officer team. Sometimes they have weird demands. They make some decisions that some people consider to be dick moves. Basically, it's the guild master's wife, Solil, that had the final say in everything, even though she's technically not the guild master herself. Before heading down what I knew to be a dark path, I asked my brother, are you cool with this? He said we can at least have a chat with them and decide later. And I am fully on board for this ride, so I went along. Serenia said, great, I will send you the guild's Discord, and then she left. Only 30 seconds later, ladies and gentlemen, the invite arrives. We joined the server. They told us via the Discord chat that we're to go to the channel labelled Newcomers. And that they would drag us into the conference room, which is the officer channel, obviously, when the time was right. Now, I don't know how your guild's Discords are labelled. Mine is chat, memes, tribute to stupid pictures, 8.3 raid info. That's pretty much it. And then a variety of voice channels like dickheads with loud keyboards, right? Shit like that. Food, yeah, can't join. Not professionally labeled Discord channels. You know, the conference room, the newcomers area. This is where you must behave. You must, yeah, like it's a dentist waiting room. So in the newcomers room, we chilled. They dragged us to the conference room and greeted us with a friendly hello. There was Serenia, my brother Wizo, myself, the guild master Greg, and Solil. 4 more officers that I later found out had been given the titles of Raid Leader, Recruitment Officer, Bank Officer, and the ever-esteemed Discord Manager. I sat there looking and thought to myself, what in the fuck? How many officers do these guys need to run a guild? But I wanted to try. I'm going to try, and I'm going to avoid being prejudiced, even though it was glaringly obvious what was happening in front of me. But I've got to admit, I was kind of excited. My brother and I also greeted them. Hello! Introduced ourselves. And I asked them, what is it you want to talk to me about? Greg, the guild master, introduced the officer team. Hello, 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 hello. Explaining what their role was, what each of them was doing, and finally told us that this was our interview to join the guild. I instantly explained to them, without being disrespectful, we're just here to hang out. Is there really a reason for an interview? We're not even level 10 yet. Just gonna throw that out there. Just gonna slide that one in there. Not even level 10. Really just here to hang out. Do we need an interview? Do we need an interview? Greg began to answer me, but was interrupted almost immediately by Solil, his wife, where she then explained the function of the guild. Excellent. She told me that this interview is typical for all newcomers. It's to see if we're going to be a good fit for their guild. And she wants us to know that the guild was created as a safe place. This is a safe place for people to enjoy the game with no judgment from the rest of the guild, and thusly create a friendly environment. And I've never heard this before in my fucking life, but I love this so much. A friendly environment for people all across the skill spectrum. Hey guys, my wonderful live audience here. Where are you on the spectrum? Where are you on the skill spectrum? I would like you to know. That's good, right? Yeah, I agree, Tim. That is good. Where are you? Where are you? That we are a social guild where people should prioritize making friendships and potentially raid as a group, do dungeons or even PvP. And that they have worked, were working, and will continue to work towards achieving equality amongst all players within the guild. Serenity now, ladies and gentlemen. We have found utopia. We have found utopia. This is it. Now, Mike, I don't know about you, but to my mind, I translated all of that to mean we would like a big old bucket of people so we can fill raids and dungeons. But, yet again, I was still willing to follow my brother's wish, hear them out. I didn't want to cause any drama, and honestly, this sounded really fun. So, let's go. I decided to say this. That sounds great. That sounds awesome. Wanting to make a friendly guild where everyone could be a part of. I explained that it works for us well, since both me and my brother are new to this server, and my brother was a total newcomer to the game altogether. They then asked us their interview questions, how old we were, where we were from, what was our prior experience to the game, and things like that. After hearing that I had Mythic on farm, the last thing they asked us was, are we interested in maybe raiding and doing Mythic Plus? Remember, I'm about level 8. It was then when I dropped the bomb. No. When 8.3 comes out, my priorities will be elsewhere. I'll have to deal with a main and an alt. We have a 5-day raid schedule for the first couple of resets. We've got 4 days after that until progression is done. But after that, maybe, you know, maybe. But I want to be clear, this character is just to chill with my brother and his girlfriend. That's like it, totally. Greg says that's completely fine. If we get to max level and we have a little bit of gear, we'll be free to join the raids. But this was then followed by a bitchy comment from Solil saying, although I would like to point out, newcomers, we value loyalty and the spots will first be given to those who remain with us for the long run. I've got to be honest, the interview was hilarious, but I was close. I was so damn close to say, fuck this. I knew where this road goes. I know, I've heard it a million times before. But I'm sticking it out. I'm sticking it out. And they invited us to the guild. And we joined. Lastly, before we left the Discord channel, the raid leader told us they have, to give you an update, they have finished with normal progression. And they are currently 3 out of 8 heroic and progressing on Lady Ashvane. Heroic. He also informed us that they are logging their fights and always try to improve, and that we will also be judged accordingly should we go to a raid. Now, this is his words. Preach. I had so many questions after this comment. So many questions. Firstly, it's December. How are you still progressing mid-heroic? How are you still on Ashvane? I have never heard the term, and this is his quotations, what exactly is normal progression? And what are they logging for? Who from the officer team is capable of understanding the logs if this is where they are and judging people accordingly? Why do we need so many officers in a social guild? What are those officers doing? What is a Discord manager? I know I might sound like a dickhead elitist to some, but truthfully, if there was no attitude followed by all their shenanigans, I wouldn't care. But they came across like they were the denizens of the entire game. I didn't ask any of these questions, though. I didn't ask any of these questions. I just said, cool. Cool, dude. Laters. And we moved off the Discord back to our own server, followed shortly after by my brother in Serenia. She apologized again for Solil and for how some of the questions might have been unrelated to the guild, but I told her it's not her fault or her responsibility. Let's just play the game. So we take our time leveling up, guys. A couple of weeks later, we had reached 120. I learned firsthand why Serenia had told us that the decision-making progress of this guild was a little strange. Even though, to my mind, it wasn't just strange, it was just toxic as fuck and dumb. And I truly couldn't understand why people were playing in this guild. There are so many things wrong. Firstly, people had many, many, many different ranks depending on their level. If you were below level 120, you were given the prestigious rank of the plebs, where you had no permission to talk in the guild chat, even though the guild message of the day specifically stated that they were aiming for equality within the guild. They told us that everyone was to be social and friendly to each other, yet we weren't allowed to speak. So I ask you this, audience, to your chat mic, how can you be social when you're not allowed to speak and you're considered and labelled as being a pleb? But that is only the beginning. Only the beginning. After reaching max level, you were then put onto a period of a 1-week trial, where you were then promoted to a new rank, testing pleb. The officer team would take us out for a test drive, in their words, to see what we're made of. According to Solil, that period of trial is mandatory if you wanted to participate in any sort of guild activity that didn't involve re-clearing old content for transmog sets, glory achievement runs, or other fun activities like the guild's weekly garrison fishing contest. Fucking kill me. Oh my god. The garrison fishing contest involved people going to Solil's garrison, fishing up the frost deep minnow, throwing it back into summon the murloc where only Solil was allowed to loot, and in return, what do you get for that? I don't know. What do you get for that? Achievement hunters, what do you get for looting a murloc with a frost deep minnow? A mount? Oh, it's for a mount? Okay. It's for... She wants a mount. Okay, fair enough. In return, though, for your participation, the person who threw the most fishes back in the pond would get a companion of their choosing from the guild bank, which were mainly Island Expedition and Old Raid companions that were obviously really cheap. For example, you could get a Coalfist Gronling, the mount from the Wad Garrison missions, costing approximately 500 gold in the auction house. The Narn Night Howl mount. I don't know any of these mounts, by the way, so I'm learning with you. The Black Wolf at Frostfire Ridge that costs about 500 gold in the AH. And last but not least, the ultimate reward, a barrel of oil, which gives something like 250 oil. Or a huge ogre crate, rewarding 1,000 garrison resources. And the weird thing was, people participated in this scam of a fishing contest. They signed up on the calendar for it, and I watched them do it. When is this? When can I join? As for that trial period, these are all his quotations. As for that trial period mentioned above, it was to last 1 week. And the officer team would take each person individually. Oh, shit. Oh, what do you guys think the test is? It's a week long. What's the test? To test your mettle, as it were. To see if you have got what it takes. To see if you can run with the bulls. What are they going to take you to? It's going to be big, right? Math test. Not leaving the guild. Oh, Amzius is close, actually. Amzius is close. In fact, he's bang on in a way. The officer team would take each person individually and run them through some low mythic plus keys. Something between a 5 and a 9. And require them to play on the selected role that they wanted to play on the raid team. If you wanted to be a DPS, you had to play DPS in the Mythic Plus. If you wanted to heal, you had to heal the Mythic Plus. When my brothers and my turn came up, we were informed the previous day that the following day, providing the officers have the time, they wanted to test us on some Mythic Plus keys. I said, okay. Even though in my head I was thinking, these people are fucking nuts. And asked them if they wanted me to tank or DPS with my warrior. Giga Chad. What do you want me to do? Tell you what, I'll throw you a fucking bone. I'll heal on my warrior. I shit you not. Easy claps. What, +5? +5? I'll heal on my warrior. No problem. It goes without saying that I was a little disappointed that when my ultimate test was given to me, it was a +5 freehold. Oh no. And obviously I wasn't going to get, they weren't going to get any valuable info on my ability, except maybe the fact that I own a keyboard and a mouse. Nevertheless, there goes my trial run. Freehold +5. They did the same for my brother. Now, truth be told, earlier that week, all three of us, my brother, Serenia, and myself, had already started gathering the tools required for 8.2. Things like gear, rep, essences, Mechagon runs, AP farming. We'd already done some mythic dungeons, and we'd even done a normal Eternal Palace, and already cleared heroic Eternal Palace up to Orgazoa. So we were out gearing the +5 keys, and more importantly, already out-progressed the guild. That's fucking funny. So, needless to say, the +5 were good. And given that for myself, I had been raiding on a hardcore level since Mists of Pandaria, and my brother being a very good player, despite his skills being towards League of Legends, he was pretty good. He was pretty good. And I helped him out whenever I had time. We did not struggle with Freehold +5. So our trial period is over. Yes! We made it, guys! Great success! We are now promoted to a brand new rank. That's right. That's right. We've gone from pleb to trial pleb, and now we are proven pleb. That's right. 3 pleb ranks. 3 pleb ranks. We were now granted permission to talk in guild chat. Oh my god, you need to go 3 ranks before you can talk in guild chat? Wow. We had now been granted permission to talk in guild chat, but we were now also subject to the guild fees, which I honestly thought was the most hilarious thing ever. The guild needed 5,000 gold monthly for the guild needs for the raid team. materials for feasts and cauldrons and whatnot. 5,000 gold a person. Not bad. Even though we were tested on a Mythic Plus dungeon and had successfully passed, it was only the beginning. After the first trial period came the second trial period, where we were now taken to a normal Eternal Palace. And if our performance was found satisfactory, as we were told, we may be allowed to enter Heroic Eternal Palace with the big heroic progression team. They described it, and I shit you not, as the big leagues. All right. But they know that he's doing like Mythic Ashara in a couple of hours a night, right? They know. This guy's smashing that and they're going on. Oh my God. Oh, the ego. The ego. I love it. Bring it on. Oh, give it me. Give me all his ego. They're moving up to the big leagues now, where they informed me that in that week, they had managed to reach Heroic Queen's Court. Whoa. During that second trial, taking part in their normal run and heroic progress, it became clear to me why progress took so long. Any guesses? Any guesses? Why does progress take so long? It's taken them 3 weeks to get Heroic, Ashvane, and Orgazoa down. Looting, big one. Yeah, loot rules, they suck. But we've got the raiding manifesto here. We might be able to help them out. 20-minute breaks. Let's see. The officers had zero raid experience. They had no idea what they were doing. Even though the raid leader was trying desperately in his defense to implement a strategy, which basically came from Fat Boss TV guides and other similar guides. That's your problem. That's your problem. I've got first-hand experience. I know what your issue is. I found it. Sus. I've got first-hand experience. Yeah, you don't want any part of that. That's a bad situation to be in. However, anything that resembled a strategy was rejected by Solil, or altered in some way, giving them her personal touch, as she liked to call it. Things like the location of markers and the colours of the markers, when to use Bloodlust, the healing cooldowns, debating whether or not to use combat res on someone who had died, explaining the encounter of each boss's ability. This woman absolutely had to have a say in everything. At one point, she decided that Bloodlust should take place about a minute into the fight, as that's when there's more uptime. This was on Queen's Court. Oh, no. Oh, I didn't want to read that. I feel a bit sick. Not wrong. I didn't want to read that. There was general chaos during the fights. Most of the people just got confused because the raid leader would call something out. Solo would say, don't do that and do this instead. So I decided to whisper my brother and Serenia, since no one but the officers had permission to speak in the raid channel and Discord, of course, that we should just do what the raid leader said, which for the most part was correct. I knew he was right. The first boss was a mess, people not even realizing that mid-fight the boss would swap your debuff and you would have to swap sides. They wouldn't soak the overflow. In fact, they would actively run out of the circle to avoid being damaged. Resulting in some of the lower geared people's death. Triggers were going off constantly. It actually looked very pretty, as my guild had never managed to do this. But still, we did manage to kill it. You can't get Behemoth wrong. We moved to the Blackwater Behemoth, where we killed it easily. Okay, good. Even though we had some people forget to take the water breathing buff. Hey, Mythic, LFR, doesn't matter. People always forget that fucking buff for some reason. And suffocating themselves mid-fight. But still, we killed it. Radiance of Ashara died with no major issues, for a nice change. The dispels of the people with the bombs was pretty good, actually. But then we approached Ashvane. There she is, that big, beautiful girl. First of all, Solil insisted that we use Bloodlust on the pull. since that's when you have all your cooldowns. I couldn't help it. I had to. I piped up and I typed something in raid chat. Keep the cooldowns for the shield break. And depending on your DPS, use Bloodlust either on the first shield break, providing you can one-shot it, or the second shield break. What is the DPS of this guild? What is it? I need to see the logs. This is heroic Ashvane, right? Okay. She suddenly piped up on Discord to say that I'm still under trial, and that means I'm not allowed to speak. Okay. Okay. The officer team can speak. Basically just her, though, since she has really taken over the decision-making process. I simply replied back, I was just saying it would probably be better given our DPS. She followed with, don't you mean optimal for your logs? Sass! Bit of sass from Solil. I'm sure you mean optimal for your logs. Bit of sass, right? Bit of sass. Hopefully many of you know that what he suggested is actually bad for your logs, but still, we're going on. Which didn't really make a lot of sense to me. Okay, he did recognize that, but I didn't bother, so I just said nothing. 10 seconds later, I get a whisper from Serenia saying she's really sorry. I told her it's not her fault and that this Solil is not only rude, but pretty crazy. She laughed and we moved on. We did kill Ashvane and we got to Orgazoa, where we wiped 6 times, because one of the tanks, who was one of the officers, kept dying mid-fight. Sometimes from randomly soaking, even though it wasn't his turn. Not being able... Oh, he was... It was clear he was a keyboard turner, as it would be very rare for him to get down to the bottom. Oh, no. But using grips, we did manage to get him down. And eventually Orgazoa died. And we reached the Queen's Court. Which was weird, because immediately Solil called the raid and told us that we would continue on Sunday. Even though raid time wasn't finished. I just left the Discord, Hearthstoned out, put my headphones away, and face-palmed myself. Finding it very, very strange that people actually raided like this. A couple of minutes later, my bro comes into my room and simply said, "Is that what raiding's like?" The ultimate question. No! No, it's not! No! No, it's not! I straight up told him. I told you about this! I warned you before we got into this. I told you. He said, I know, but I didn't think it would be this bad, saying that he has a better understanding of what's going on during a raid than the officer team. So we badmouthed. We did what bros do. We badmouthed every weird behavior that was going on there. Like the fact the raid leader wasn't a raid leader and had no power. They were just using him as a vocal version of DBM or Bigwigs. The guild master's wife, Solil, randomly started singing along with one of the other officers the Titanic song during one of the fights. Or that our entire raid that night was delayed because she had to go out and get chicken McNuggets and needed to eat them before we could start the raid. I'm not fucking lying. You think I'm bullshitting? I'm not. I'm gonna copy paste this from my fucking boys that are live so you can see it. That is not a lie. That is not a lie. From that very first guild run until Sunday, I started to see yet even more red flags, as if I hadn't seen literally a field of them already. The recruitment officer, who was the one that sang along to the Titanic song, must have been using an add-on that randomly sent out guild invites in order to recruit more people, since there were periods of time where no new member would join the guild, and then suddenly we would be spammed with people joining randomly. And I am 100% sure that none of them went through that weird interview process. During that period between our first raid and Sunday, I got to know the raid leader a bit better. Let's call him Simon, raid leader Simon. We started hanging out and he seemed like a good fella. My brother and Serenia invited him to our Discord and we started doing more Plus together, and even he admitted that the guild runs and the runs the four of us had were very, very different. Even though I must admit, it is really easy to impress someone who is used to complete and utter calamity. We talked more with Simon, and he admitted that I fucking hate Solil. It only took a day of chat, and he blurted it out. I fucking hate Solil. But he's bros. He's real life friends with Greg, her husband. He didn't want to create problems. He also told us that he has no power or say over anything that happens in the raid, even though everyone in the office team was supposed to have a specific job to do. Everything had to be done according to Solil. I asked Simon and Serenia, guys, what are you doing in this guild? What are you doing? Why? And they gave the same answer. Most of the people are quite nice, except maybe Solil. As for Simon, he repeated that he was afraid. Genuinely afraid. He was afraid if he decided to leave, that Solil would take it the wrong way, and it would lead to some sort of friendship IRL breakup with Greg. He said she's just as horrid in real life as she is in the game. But Sunday's coming. New raid. We're all invited to the raid. We spent the entire night wiping on literally every mechanic that could wipe a raid on Heroic Queen's Court, which was weird because I had never wiped on Heroic Queen's Court. I have with Method. Sparks were being killed just all at the same time. Soaks were just not being soaked. People wouldn't notice they had to run towards Silvaz when he was doing Zealous Eruption. Tanks couldn't tank swap properly, so they would just have like full no damage for minutes. They would regularly get mind controlled when they were tanking Pashmar. Most of the people who would get the frenetic charge would decide it'd be a good idea to run to fucking Narnia. So they would have dropped the pool in the middle of the floor. And this is heroic. I was honestly gobsmacked. And since basically every single member had been recruited, most likely using the add-on that spams guild invites, we obviously couldn't out-DPS the boss and we would die from something mentioned above. Okay. This is when... Yeah, you can get mind controlled at Queen's Court. I didn't know that either. Sorry. I didn't know that either. I had no idea until we were planning how to wipe Method, and Keg, one of our top tanks, Keg piped up. He's like, yeah, you can mind control the tanks here. I had no fucking clue. I was like, really? I've never seen that. I have never seen that in my fucking life. It's like, yeah, it's the tank swap thing. So yeah, you can do that. You can get mind controlled. That's what the tank swap thing is about. Yeah, it's totally real. It's totally real. Anyway, all right. So anyway, relax. Solil's got a plan. Solil decides that she has watched the Fat Boss video again, and she has a new strategy. All right, Alex. What did you come up with, Alex, to save this guild? She says we've got a new idea. We're going to have every single DPS focus Pashmar down to 5%, swapping only to the sparks when they appear, keep Bloodlust when Pashmar was down to 5%, swap to Silvaz, use Bloodlust to bring him to 5% as well, and then kill them. Why? Why would you do that? So weird. And as soon as I heard this, I typed in raid chat, how is that going to help? We're not wiping to that. We're not even close to killing the boss. She keyed up and did this obnoxious heavy sigh. Oh, let me try it. Was that good enough? She explained with a heavy sigh that here's the science behind it. You ready for the science? That by focusing on only one of the bosses, we would only have to deal with the mechanics of that boss. I simply typed, what? Question mark. Followed by her saying, oh God, oh, he got punished. Followed by her keying up, you know what? You just earned yourself another week of proven pleb rank. And if I continued to disrespect the officer team and the guild, I would also have to pay double the gold to the guild bank. I was baffled by the stupidity, incompetence, and just toxicity, honestly. I honestly couldn't think of a way to respond to what was happening in front of me that didn't involve me going nuts or just G-quitting. After her outburst, she said, let us continue. And so we did. We wiped a couple times more following her strategy, even before getting Pajmar to 5%. And eventually she stopped the raid. She wants to speak to the officer team in the conference room. So midway through the raid, the whole officer team leaves our chat and join the officer channel. Now, we're not allowed to talk in this channel, so it just became a void. Cool. After 5 minutes, Greg and the raid leader, Simon, came back, and they said we're stopping the raid. Greg said that we should sign up for next week's raid because something special was going to happen, and wished us a good night. He then left the Discord and the raid group. My brother, Serenia, myself, and Simon all left the Discord nearly synchronized and joined our own server. Simon simply said, damn, she's fucking crazy. And I only asked him one thing, which I'm sure is on all our minds right now, because I haven't read this part either. I was in from like halfway through, so I haven't read this either. What is the special thing coming next week? He said he doesn't know. It was the first time he's heard about it, and it must have been something that only Greg and Solil knew about. I had neither the strength nor the will to even talk about everything that happened. For the rest of the reset, we kept doing what we were already doing. Big M+, dailies, AP, big AP. On Monday, I decided to make a pug heroic run in order to at least try and clear the raid, doing the mechanics properly, so my brother could see them. And perhaps I could get my brother ahead of the curve. This is where it's all going to go wrong. This is nightmare fuel. Serenia and Simon and I created a group. I asked some of my guildies from Taramil if they wanted to come and just pop on a heroic on their alts. We recruited some decent pugs, invited my bros from my mythic guild. Boom! Smashed heroic. No wipes, no problems whatsoever. When Solil saw that ahead of the curve achievement pop up in the guild chat, when she saw it pop up, she went fucking crazy. Loyalty! Loyalty! We value loyalty in this guild. This is betrayal. She asked to see Simon in the conference room, so he left our Discord and joined their officer channel. The rest of us proceeded to essentially make fun of her for explaining what was going on with this guild that I had ended up in, and my bros were all like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? That was when Simon joined the Discord and informed us that we would be given an extra chance to prove our loyalty in the coming reset. Oh, we get another chance! Extra life! One up, boys! And that me and my brother had both earned yet another week as proven pleb! And also, Serenia was to be demoted to proven pleb. And all three of us were to be given official notice to await further notice. This is a notice to let you know to await further notice on the situation. Okay. My mythic raid bros were pissing themselves. And then they contacted our GM over on Tara Mill to create a new special rank in the guild just for me called Proven Pleb. Oh, yeah. That's definitely happening. The next reset comes, though. We're there. It's week 2. We got this. Stretch it out. Yeah. Loosen up, boys. We're all invited to the raid group. We stand in front of Commander Shavar and we waited there for the officer team to join the Discord. 15 minutes we're stood in the raid after raid start time. I'm already out, by the way. I'm fucking gone. 15 minutes? Fuck you, dude. I ain't wasting that time. The officers joined Discord. Solil informed us of the big surprise. Oh, what's the surprise? Come on. I've just read what it is. What is it? What's the big surprise? Drum roll. Big surprise coming. Ooh, mythic. Ooh, no. Oh, you're not there. You're not there. No, you're not there. Another notice. Oh, here we go. The officer team has decided to merge our guilds with another raid guild. And we're going to mythic. Okay, so you're half right. You were half right. You're half right. Fuck my life. You know what it's time for? Red alert, ladies and gentlemen. We have gone to red alert. That's it. It's red alert time. This is the appropriate moment. We've gone to red alert. We are there. We are there. This is the moment we've been waiting for. It's DEFCON 5. It really is. Oh, shit. Here we go. Even though the group was completely underprepared, unorganized, had no previous warning of this, including all the officers except for Solil and Greg, so no one had any time to prepare for what would be required for them, and even if all the above mentioned were in fact somehow magically taken care of, our players were fucking shit. There is no fucking way in the fucking world that we are beating this before in Rage. Even if nobody died, there is no fucking way. But hey! Who knows who this other raid team is? Perhaps we're bringing in some big chads. Maybe big boys are coming to carry us. Of course not. Absolutely fucking not. They were a tiny bit ahead of their progression, having killed Queen's Court twice and had killed Zakul once. They had not tried to pull Queen Ashara because they probably thought it was too hard. And now, for whatever reason, they wanted to go mythic, unorganized and unprepared. It was ugly, ladies and gentlemen. It was ugly. Solil had gone full mental mode, trying random strategies that I had never seen before. While constantly munching on what I was later told by the raid leader Simon was pickled cucumber, but apparently it was her favourite raid snack to keep her calm. Basically... we would wipe the moment Bloodlust wore off. We never got the boss below 75%. That was when some people started complaining. 1, we never wanted to do mythic raiding. We just want to do heroic. Solil got so mad. She declared that anybody who didn't want to mythic raid in World of Warcraft was a coward. And if people don't want to raid mythic, then you should leave. So people just left. Alright. Very quickly, we didn't have enough people to play Mythic anymore. We ended the raid short that night, and Solil changed the guild's daily message to a brand new one. We are not raiding this reset or the next reset as a punishment for our insubordination. And she logged off. After the raid was over, we hopped back to our Discord, where I told my brother and Serenia and Simon, if you want to make a pug for the first 3 bosses in Mythic, we could do that if you want, because we've got our entire raid night free. They said, yeah, and I told them to spend some time checking the guides on the first 3 bosses. While I was inviting some of my buddies from Tara Mill who wanted to get the first 3 on their alts and creating the raid group, we downed all 3 bosses easily. During the Radiance fight, Solil logged back in again and saw us getting mythic achievements. She started yelling again. I just told her that she'd just cancelled all the raids for the next 2 weeks. What's your problem? I was instantly kicked from the guild. Oh, no! Oh, no! Simon left and went to the opposite channel to explain that she was the one who'd said that there was no guild raiding, so why can't we raid? Solil logged out and Greg logged in. Obviously, she was on his account and kicked Simon from the guild. Later, Simon joined our Discord and said, fuck it, I'm so done. My brother and Serenia also said enough is enough and left the guild. Later that night, Serenia told us that they were going to make new characters on my server. I straight up refused to level up again since fuck that noise. And if they're sure they want to swap servers, they can level up on their own. I can help them out with gold or whatever, but I am not leveling again. My brother mentioned that he can always use his character boost that he never used, but Serenia didn't have a character boost, and she hadn't bought Shadowlands yet, and she couldn't afford to buy a boost. My brother, in his white, gleaming armor, offered to pay for her, and she could return the money whenever. But she said no! No, thank you. In the end, my brother boosted a new character. He boosted anyway. Whatever. A druid this time intending to play a boomer. Serenia simply gathered all her gold from Kazakh and transferred her main, a rogue. over to my server. They both joined my guild, where we didn't have an interview, and we've been playing together until now. They both even got a trial spot for 8.3, since both of them are actually decent players with some potential. Maybe lacking experience, but that's something that we can fix. The raid leader from that guild, Simon, never followed us, but we still play with him from time to time and we chat over Discord. He joined a new guild and aims to casually raid on Heroic for 8.3. My little brother and Serenia are still together, and they're even considering moving into a place of their own. This is from December, right? They've been together like a month, right? I don't want to be judgmental, but this story's only from December, right? Yeah, good for them. Okay, sure, you go for it. Yeah, that's awfully quick. That's all I'm saying. That's awfully quick. This isn't like something that happened like 2 years ago. This is like a month ago. Yeah? Just saying. Providing they could find an apartment they could afford. Loyalty! I know my story was long. Oh, it's fine. We had a great time with it. I apologize, but thank you for reading it. I wish you, Preacher, your family, and that chat of yours a wonderful rest of the year. Be healthy and happy and stay away from crazy people. Absolutely not, because I have to go to Germany, so that is definitely going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, let's cancel out of this Red Alert out. Back up, Red Alert. Let's close that. Red Alert is over for now. Thank you very much for tuning in. It was a wonderful story. Thank you very much for that. Have a great weekend. I'll be back with you on Monday. Everything's going to be golden. Enjoy your raiding. Enjoy your visions. And remember, for those of you who don't know, and I should put a video out on this, you're allowed to fail your visions twice and you will still be on track to get your cape up to date, which means try pushing. Try it. It's super fun. It's one of the biggest things you can do in 8.3. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. Solo, with a group. It doesn't matter. Figure it out. Have some fun with it. It's worth it, all right? It doesn't matter if you fail. You can fail twice and you'll still be fine. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you Monday. Bye.